Hello everybody, what's going on? And welcome to the redirect video for Let's Watch, oh my god, Fullmetal Alchemist episodes, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episodes 58, 59, and 60. Go in the description, click on the Dailymotion, Google Drive, BitChute links, you know the drill. Let's get to the good stuff. Tomorrow, or the day after if things don't go according to plan, but for now, tomorrow, there will be another session of Fullmetal Alchemist, and it will be episodes 61, 62, 63, and 64, the end of the series, tomorrow. Probably. It might be Sunday. Hey guys, future Shad here, just here to correct past Shad for being a stupid idiot and planning things horribly. So when I recorded this redirect, I was planning on editing it all, getting it all up on Friday, because I was recording it on Thursday, so I was going to get it all up on Friday, and then record the rest, and then get all that up on Saturday. Maybe Sunday if I needed extra time. However, things went horribly wrong, and I wasn't able to record the redirect on, Friday, like I was planning to. So things kind of fell apart, things have changed. I'm actually going to be uploading this redirect on Monday, assuming everything goes according to plan, and then on Tuesday, I'm going to have the final session. Just keep that in mind. It's still tomorrow for you guys, but throughout this entire fucking redirect, I'm saying Saturday and Friday and Sunday and all this shit. Don't pay attention to that part. I was going to actually re-record all of this, but I went off on like so many tangents that I would have ended up not going on if I did re-record it. I actually did try to, and it was a mess. I just didn't really know what to say because I already said stuff, and I didn't feel like I could accurately recreate what I was saying from before, so I just kind of gave up. I'm still just going to put up this redirect, even though I'm saying all the wrong times. Don't worry about it. All you need to know is this episode's going up right now, and tomorrow the next one's gonna go up. Don't worry about it. I'm stupid. I can't plan worth shit. So, there you go. Back to the redirect. Don't pay attention to me saying any dates. Like, oh, it'll be up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Don't pay attention to any of that. Future Shad is smart. Past Shad is stupid. But I guess for you, future Shad is past Shad, whatever. Just get back to the redirect, god damn it. So yes, tomorrow, or Sunday, I will have up another redirect video for the rest of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I recorded the final 2 batches of episodes, I would say in the middle of January, and sadly, a lot of family stuff got in the way, slowed me down on being able to actually record these redirects and edit everything properly. And because of that, I just haven't had time to fucking record these and edit the episodes. And that's why it took like half a month to actually get these out. My apologies about that, everybody. But I am happy to say I'm here now, ready to jump into some more Fullmetal Alchemist and talk about it a little bit. Now, obviously, I'm not going to talk about these 3 episodes too much, partially because I think I talk about them relatively fine in the actual episodes. I talk about these final few episodes a good bit in the actual, like, episodes I'm watching. And most of the stuff I do have to say now that I've finished the series and I can look back on it, most of that stuff I'm going to save for the next redirect because, obviously, at the time of me recording this redirect, I've already finished the entire series, so it's hard to really talk about these episodes as if I haven't seen the next few and be like, oh, I wonder what happens in this case. And it's like, well, I already know what happens. So it's going to be kind of tricky, but I will briefly touch on each of these episodes just to kind of talk about them a little tiny itsy bitsy bit. And with that said, let's jump into it. Spoilers coming up, go watch the episodes first. But now, let's jump into it. So first off, we have episode 58. Obviously, I picked this as the thumbnail. I believe when this showed up in the episode, I said, well, that's the fucking thumbnail, and it is. 'Cause it's great. It's Greed obviously being a complete badass. Why doesn't Greed's clothes burn? I get why he doesn't burn. Why don't his clothes burn? What a question we don't have the answer to. Anyways, with that said, yeah, man, this episode was fucking great. This is obviously, I believe, Greed fighting more of Bradley and all of that fun stuff. And what else happened in this episode? I wasn't going to read the Wikipedia entries because I feel like that would take a bit too much time for this being a relatively quick redirect. I will read them for the next one, but for this one it felt like I would be kind of wasting my time, but I will skim through it. Ling and Bradley had their fight. Bradley falls into the moat. Ling is distraught because he can't save Fu, right? That happened. Buccaneer's dying. Very sad. Greed says, I'ma take care of this. Tears through all of the soldiers. Underground, Edward and Izumi, with an unconscious Alphonse, reappear in Father's lair. Right. Hohenheim was eaten by Father, which that certainly happened. 4 of the 5 sacrifices. Father's left to wait for the 5th. Gold-Tooth Doctor appears. Almost kills Hawkeye. Mustang goes, no, 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 no. But then, maybe. And the episode ends with him going, I'll do it. So that happened. Right. So, oh man. This was quite the episode, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Obviously, Greed tearing up dudes was great. But I would be remiss to not mention the incredible Hawkeye and Roy stuff. That was fantastic. I love Hawkeye and Roy. I think that goes without saying. I think most people do. And yeah, like, when she actually got her throat, like, cut, I was like, oh shit. That's bad. Like, is she just gonna die now? Because the opening of this, this opening, what is this, opening 5 or so? This opening really does foreshadow that basically any character can die. So I was really thinking, oh no, is Hawkeye gonna die now? But then Roy, obviously seeing the circle there, seeing the doctor with the tooth, the Philosopher's Stone, all of these things, there's no way he could turn it down. And yeah, I just thought that was a really well done scene, because they could have so easily had Roy just go, no, I will never do it, or something, or have him go, yes, do it, do anything to save her, but he's holding off because he knows it's the wrong thing to do until he sees the stone, and then he just starts to crack, and he goes, damn it, it's right there, and then he basically says, yeah, I'll super do it, until the next episode, where he then says, psych. After he agrees to perform the transmutation, Hawkeye says, nah. And then the tooth guy gets grabbed by Zappano, I think. Then Bradley shows up, ruins it for everyone. Roy gets transmutation-ified. And the gold-toothed doctor gets killed. Very sad. Although he actually isn't killed. He's like turned into a monster, which is a real shame. Mustang goes to the Gate of Truth, meets up with God or Truth or whoever he is, and he's like, yo, what's up? Then Father's like, haha, you're my dude, Roy. And then Roy's like, oh, dude, I'm gonna kick my butt as soon as someone turns on these lights. And spoilers, he's blind now. Whoopsie doodles. Scar battles Wrath. Good time there. They have a good old fight. May crashes through the ceiling. She can do that. Alphonse then wakes up and goes, holy shit, where am I? And that's the end of the episode. So, now that I think of it, let us talk about this episode, because obviously a lot happened. Let's talk about the main one, which is the thumbnail here. Roy, who, for the record, this thumbnail was tough for me to choose. I almost picked the, in between the bumper art, It was of like Hawkeye hanging on one of the goon guys. It was like the monkey guy, I think. She was like hanging on his shoulder. It looked really cool, but I had to go with Roy because he is the big thing that happened in this episode, I would say. Although obviously Alphonse had his own big thing, I suppose. But Roy losing his eyesight, I talk about it a lot in the actual episode, but that still hits me as just such a... I don't know why. It just hit me as such a despicable thing to do, because obviously all of these characters are so evil and so awful, but for Roy to lose, like to be forced to lose something that he valued so much, it's interesting, although it is also telling that he adapts to it pretty quick, which almost makes me wonder if he should have, like, lost his hands. Because it does almost seem like he accepts it pretty quickly. Whereas, like, I imagine Edward and Izumi, when they lost their things, like, they're still not over it. But it seemed like, well, I guess I'm talking about future things that come up. But Roy manages to adapt to it pretty well in the future episodes. And looking back on this moment, it almost feels like it's a bit of a light thing to get off with, just losing his sight. I mean, I get it. It's horrible and awful, and he absolutely is thrown off his game here. But he contributes at the end of the series, and it's weird, because I was expecting, after he loses his eyesight, like, oh, he's out of the show. There's nothing more he can do. But shockingly, he's actually still pretty competent, and it almost makes me wonder if he should have lost his hands or something, because that's what he uses to do alchemy. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a big baby, though. To be honest, it still hits me really hard as like, God damn! That sucks! And you can tell that after it happens, he is completely thrown off. He has no idea what to do. And I liked that Roy, who is always seen as this, like, kind of overpoweredly cool, strong character, is completely vulnerable and is completely on his own here. And he, like, trips over a fucking cable, and it's like, well, this sucks. I thought it was interesting, because I really did expect him to fight Father in some big scene, but he didn't. He just kind of went, oh, shit, I can't. So that was interesting, for sure. And obviously, Alphonse had his scene where he went to basically heaven, saw his body and was like, I could, but I can't, not yet, and he ran out, which was actually pretty cool. It almost feels, you could argue it's a bit of a cop-out, the fact that he can just say no, because it was being teased as if, like, he was going to lose control, and then he would be forced back. But it seems like he lost control for a little bit, and then he just went, okay, but no. And you could argue that that's a bit of a cop-out, but I wouldn't. I think the whole situation with truth and the body and all that, it's so vague on exactly how it all works, that I think it's fair enough that, like, they wouldn't fully understand what's gonna happen. And yeah, he can go back. And even then, even though he did go back, it was clearly very tempting to take his body back. So, I wouldn't call it a cop-out. It is a bit strange, though, that they've been building up to this whole thing of, like, Alphonse is going to lose his fucking body. And then he does, and then he just goes, well, I'm just gonna head on back. Does feel kind of strange, but I still liked it. I thought it was good. And it was a good moment for Alphonse, who has been not in the backseat of the series. He's had his awesome moments, like with the Philosopher's Stone, obviously. But I do feel like he's been lacking just a little bit in terms of having a... How would I put it? I just feel like it was good for Alphonse to have a moment of, hey, I'm invested in this too. I'm not going to let this end either. And it isn't just because, well, my brother's there. Well, my dad's there. Well, I'm trying to help people. It's because I don't want to do it. Like, Alphonse could just go. He could just pass on, and, like, he wouldn't be blamed for that by any means. But he didn't, and he was like, no, I'm going back down. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Me, Alphonse. I thought that was pretty cool. Good little moment for Alphonse, and an overall good episode. Speaking of good episodes, whoopsie doodles, let me quickly recap this one in my mind, although I feel like I remember it. Pride shows up. Oh, right, I didn't really do a lot of Pride screen darkening. I think I did it a little bit here and there, but I didn't do it as much as I usually do. I did do that on purpose. A, I'm lazy, and B, Pride has kind of lost the advantage, in a sense, and I feel like because Pride isn't completely dominating fights, I feel like it's kind of justified that he isn't darkening the screen as much. Just some like reasoning for why I don't darken the screen as much here. It just feels like he's lost that, you know, overbearing dominance, and he's a bit more like kind of actually trying to fight. And it's like, in that case, he's not controlling the scene. But specifically, when he does overpower something, I do try to darken it just a little bit. Just to, like, prove he's still there. He's still in power, but he isn't, you know, overbearingly taking on 20 dudes and effortlessly kicking their ass. Like he did plenty of times in the past. Also, speaking of Pride, god damn it, can Pride die already? Obviously, I've already watched the end of this series, but dude, I thought Pride would be this, like, tiny, minor role in this series. I thought he would die, like, 20 episodes ago. Actually, more like 10, but still, I didn't think Pride would be around this long. He's still around, still making me darken the fucking screen. Thank you, Pride. Anyways, May takes on Father. It goes poorly. Actually, she does pretty good, all things considered. Above ground, the Ishvalans do some crazy shit with the transmutation circles, and they, like, reverse the weird thing that's going on. In the continuing fight, Wrath fights Scar. Scar uses a reconstruction transmutation circle. Some stuff happens. Edward's group gets the upper hand because they get more powerful. Father does his thing, blah blah blah, uses the transmutation circle, and the eclipse happens, which creates a big transmutation circle, and then, like, the transmutation absorbs all the souls in Amestris, and Father opens a gateway, Earth's gateway, and then he climbs to heaven. So that happens. So I talk about it more in the end of the... I talk about it more in the next session, obviously. So I won't go too into it here. But I will say this episode is one of the more... like, when I think of Full Metal Alchemist, a few things pop into my head. Obviously, Edward, Alphonse, Hohenheim, Roy, all of these characters. And shortly after that, it's this shot. It's this shot, this scene of Father climbing out of, like, a like, gateway from Earth and reaching up towards the moon that has an eye peeking out of it, and he's just reaching up, desperately clawing to get to fucking heaven. It is one of the weirdest, fucking wildest fucking things I've ever seen. It's just so surreal, to the point that, and I'll go into it a little bit more in the next redirect, but to the point that I almost think it's a bit exaggerated. Because this really feels like, oh, it's the end. This is the end of the series. How do they come back from this? And they do, obviously, as you all would know. They do come back from this. But with how extreme this looks, it almost feels like they shouldn't be able to. And how they do, which I will get to more in the next redirect. Tune in tomorrow or Sunday, one of those days. But yeah, it almost feels like, man, how they get out of this has to be fucking crazy. Cause look at what's happening. This dude is climbing into the sky. What the fuck is going on? And it's crazy. Like he's overloaded with power and he's just clawing to heaven. And it's like, how do they get out of this? And they do, obviously. But to get out of it, it has to be the most satisfying motherfucking thing they've ever done. And in my opinion, it's not quite that well done. But we'll get to it. The point is, this scene is fucking fantastic. So fantastic that it almost makes the first half of episode 61 feel kind of lame in comparison. Because, man, this could be the end of a series. Like, this is a bad guy winning, and winning big. It's fucking wild. But obviously, I can't talk about it too much, because, you know, that's in the next redirect. So we'll get to it. But, goddamn, this scene is so good. It's great, dude. And, like, seeing every character just drop one by one, it's like, holy shit, how do we get out of this? It's very effective, and it does a great job of really feeling like, oh, we failed. Yes, there are 4 episodes left, but it's just gonna be nothing. We failed. There's no way to come back from this. But of course there is, and we'll talk about them more on the next one. But with all that said, we are back. This was a very short redirect, obviously. As I kept saying, I can't talk about everything I want to talk about, and it's hard to only talk about these episodes because I've already said most of what I had to say in these. Like, at the end of this session, despite me losing my mind about what the fuck are they gonna do next, I was really... I didn't have a fuck ton to say. I was just kind of like, well... can't wait to get to the next one, because what the fuck's gonna happen? But I didn't really have, like an immense amount of things to say. I honestly had no idea what to say, because I didn't know what the show was gonna do. The next redirect will probably be... oh no. Oh no. Oh, I cough. I cough and it hurt. I coughed and it hurt, mommy. Ow! Ow! Oh no! Oh my god! Oh my god, that hurt so bad! I'm so sorry, everyone! Oh my god, I just coughed and my throat feels like it's burning! What did I do? I'm so sorry, world! It's gonna be really unepic when I die on the redirect before the final episode of Fullmetal Alchemist. Okay, anyways, my apologies. That was a bad cough. Holy shit. Anyways. Jesus God. Oh. Okay. Anyways, yeah, so, as I was saying, it's hard to really talk about these episodes too much because it's hard to not relate them to just what happens later. Especially this final one where it's like, I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say until I know what happens next. So the next one will probably be a much longer, probably 30, 40 minutes maybe. I still think I talk quite a lot at the end of the final episode. Fun fact, episode 64 is like, no joke, what, 50 minutes? Yes, it's 54 minutes long. So obviously, I talk plenty at the end of it, so I'm not gonna have like a ton to say. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how much I have to say at the end. In fact, episodes 61, 2, 3, and 4 are all over 30 minutes long. So, I have a bit of a chat, you know. I have a chat in basically all of them. So, gonna be hard to talk about all the episodes in vivid detail. But I do have a lot to say looking back on this series and my general feelings on it. But for now, I believe I've talked about these 3 episodes as much as I possibly can. See you guys tomorrow or the episode after. Holy shit. See you guys tomorrow or the day after for the final session of Fullmetal Alchemist. Brotherhood, obviously we still have more to go later, like Fullmetal Alchemist, the 2003 series, the movie. We have all kinds of things to watch still. But for now, the end of Fullmetal Alchemist for this little time period. With that said, thank you all for watching, and see you in just a couple days, if not one more day, for the final episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The final episodes, if you will. See you guys then, and take care. Bye-bye.